How's it going, guys? Thomas Draven here, back again for another video, and it has been a long while since I've last uploaded anything. I think it's been at least 3 months, maybe even 4 at this point. I think the last video I uploaded was before I graduated, so it's been a minute, but I am back. I wanted to get back into it, jump back on the horse, and start making some content again. And what better way to do that than to update y'all with my guitar collection. So this past year, like most years since I've been doing YouTube, I have had a pretty big sort of shift in my collection, just with the types of guitars and the guitars themselves that I actually have in my possession. It has changed quite a lot. So there's only a couple guitars here that are the same as the last guitar collection video that I did, I think 10 or so months ago, maybe 11 by this point. But yeah, I have a bunch of new-ish guitars, a lot that haven't been seen on the channel because I have only accumulated them in the past few months when I wasn't really feeling up to making any content or really filming or anything like that. So a bunch of these are going to look kind of new to everybody, and I think it should be fun to show them off and then go ahead and do full drawn-out reviews or demos or different videos involving those new guitars. So I will start off with my bass because that is still the same as last year, and I'll go grab it. So the only bass that I have in my collection is this Red Sub Coliseum bass, the 6-string fan fret bass that I modified to be headless. I still have not really changed it much since I did the video where I lopped the headstock off. I still actually need to buy new strings for it, ones that taper a bit more abruptly, so I can cut the rest of this off so it looks a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. But unfortunately, I haven't really been using this bass a lot lately because I haven't been really filming for YouTube, so I haven't needed to record bass for demos, for review tracks or anything like that. And other than that, I've mainly just been writing and recording music with my band, and our bass player is more than competent enough to write and play his own bass parts. So I haven't really had to have this handy, so I haven't really been using it. But I do at some point intend on getting some new strings for it and totally overhauling the electronics so that when we do go to record stuff, we can maybe throw this in as a contender, because I think this has the potential to sound really good with some updated electronics. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Alright, and next up we have my SVK Les Paul copy. This does look a bit different from the last time it was on the channel because I removed the custom Guitarmery pickups and put the original stop tail back on it. I am intending on selling this guitar. I actually have it listed on Reverb right now. It's a great guitar. I really have enjoyed the time that I've had with it. It has been very reliable for me, but I am just not in love with the idea of having a Les Paul anymore. I've been actually playing a lot more headed guitars as of late, as you'll see. But this one just ended up kind of being my least favorite out of that group of guitars that I've been, sort of accumulating over the past few months. And, I think it's a great guitar, and I just don't use it enough to justify keeping it, especially since I sort of gutted the custom pickups for another project, which y'all will again see a little bit later. But yeah, this one is going up for sale and probably won't be in the collection too much longer, so it's a shame, but it's a cool little guitar and I've enjoyed it while I've had it, but it's time to move it on. And the last guitar that I'm going to show y'all that is probably already super familiar with people that have seen my videos before, especially my collection videos, is my custom 10S headless guitar. This has been with me since 2019. It is the longest that I've had a guitar, at least insofar as like my YouTube career is concerned. Like, this is the one that has stuck with me ever since I started doing guitar videos on YouTube. It's holding up, and it's got a couple of issues that I might need to take it to a technician to resolve, but in the meantime, yeah, it's still just kind of a workhorse, and we use it a lot in the studio. I try to avoid bringing it live, but sometimes I pull it out just for special occasions. Okay, so on to the sort of new guitars in the collection, or newer, I'll say, because some of these I've actually had for several months at this point. I just haven't really had the time or the motivation to make a dedicated video yet, but I'm trying to get back into it and start to be a bit more consistent with uploading. So I will start off with the new guitars with this Les Paul Jr. copy that I built from a kit courtesy of BYO Guitar. But yeah, I put this together just basically in my apartment and in the back alley behind my apartment, and it turned into a really cool project that is kind of everything I've ever wanted from a Les Paul Jr. It's very stripped back, very much a plug-in and play kind of guitar, but with a couple of little extra features that just kind of improve the quality of life. So first, it does have locking tuners, which is not the most necessary thing in my opinion. I mean, I definitely prefer having them, but I don't mind traditional tuners either. I just wanted to sort of, go all out with modding this kit up to making it as cool as it could possibly be. And these tuners are fantastic. I think we got them from Guitar Fetish. I think most of the added hardware here is from Guitar Fetish, but other than that, it has a bare knuckle Warpig 90 in the bridge position. Single pickup, super high output, and overall just sounds ferocious and great. I love the way it sounds. A kill switch here, just momentary kill switch, and a master volume. And yeah, this project turned out really cool, and this again sounds ferocious. We use this guitar pretty much at every show we've played since I put it together, and yeah, it's just been super reliable. So I'll be talking more about this, I guess, soon. Okay, so this next guitar is interesting and kind of has a sort of cool little backstory with it. This guitar, well, let me just show you first. This is a Fender, I think Player Series Jaguar, something like that. And if you'll notice, it's a little beat up. It's got a little bit of wear on it. But what's funny about this guitar is that it used to belong to a guy that I really look up to, who's in a local band called House and Home. They're awesome musicians, and we're homies with the members, and their lead singer Pat is actually the one who produces all of our music. And he, Joey, the other guitarist in the band, ended up selling this to me because I really like their band, and it's just a really sick looking guitar, and it sounds really good. So I picked this up off of him, and yeah, it's just the perfect, like, pre-made beater guitar, if that makes sense. I mean, it's a Fender guitar that is very reliably constructed, but it has upgraded electronics, and just, it's already beat to hell, so I never have to feel bad about dinging it or damaging it if I end up bringing it out to a show. To the best of my memory, this is another bare knuckle Warpig 90, and I think this might be like a P90 sized super distortion or something like that. But it's really cool. I really enjoy the way that this sounds, and yeah, it's just something fun that I can bring out to shows where I'm not at all partial about being rough on my instrument, or just the show being rough on the instrument, or anything like that. So yeah, this is super cool for me, and I look up to these guys a lot, so it's really cool to own sort of like a piece of their gear history. Okay, so next up we have another guitar that I've modified, and when I mentioned earlier that I took the pickups out of the Les Paul copy, it was a custom set of Guitar Marie Atlas pickups, and I knew I wanted to use them for another project, but unfortunately I got a little carried away with a Dremel tool and a steak knife, and kind of irreparably damaged the pick guard of the instrument I'm about to show you. This is a Strandberg Bowden Classic 6. This is the older version, not the NX model. but it now has the guitar band. This neck hole looks absolutely terrible, but I have found somebody who will make me a custom pickguard for the Strandberg to get that all fixed up and make it look less horrible. So I just need to take some time to take the pickguard off and go run it through like a scanner and send that over to him so he can get the dimensions of the guard and make me a custom version that looks a little bit nicer. But it's the Strandberg Bowden Classic. It plays great. The Endure neck is weird, but not impossible to get used to. I mean, it really took no adjusting to at all. It's just, it's a guitar neck, you know? Does it make me a 10 times better guitar player? No, but you know, it's cool, but it's not game changing. Other than that, the construction is very solid. I love this trem system. It's very responsive and very reactive. I just need to get a new pickguard for this at some point. So that's this guitar. It's kind of in need of repair, but I love it all the same, and it sounds fantastic, especially with these pickups. Okay, so the penultimate guitar in the collection. This is a guitar that I literally just finished modifying a couple days ago, and I'm super in love with the way that it turned out. I think that this is going to be one of my main gigging guitars, especially because we're intending on going out on a tour sometime this year. I would really be satisfied with taking this guitar out because thus far it has been very stable and very reliable, and with these new added mods, I think it'll be even more so, and just gives me everything I could possibly want from a workhorse type guitar. So what we have here is a Harley Benton JA60cc that has been heavily modified. Effectively, the only thing that I think is still stock on this guitar is the body, the neck, the tuners, and the neck plate. Everything else has been swapped out or switched in some way or another. And yeah, it's just such a cool looking guitar, and again with a custom pickguard that I had built for me. It's just so pretty, and I'm so satisfied with the way it came out. I'll probably get a bunch of B-roll shots of this guitar, but basic rundown is that I gutted the electronics, had a new custom pickguard made for me with the DiMarzio Mirage pickups, the new DiMarzio Jake Bowen signature set, and even got the pickguard maker to slant this like it would be in Jake's JBM 9999, the quadruple 9 guitar that him and Ibanez released, I believe, earlier this year or maybe last year, I don't remember. But the new Jake Bowen signature pickups, a 3-way selector switch, a single master volume with a push-pull for some coil splitting, and a GFS X-Trem, which is, you know, sort of like a Bigsby style vibrato. And this guitar is a lot more versatile than people would think. It can cover basically any sonic territory where I might need to go, and it has a tremolo that is stable when not in use, and even when you do use it, especially for that like slow sort of warble, it's perfectly fine. Diving it is kind of, you know, risky at best, and you can't pull up on it, unfortunately, but it does basically everything that I need a trem to do in the moment for the most part. But when I'm not using it, it's out of the way and it doesn't send the guitar out of tune just at a moment's notice. As far as the pickups are concerned, I love the way that they sound, and I will be talking about them significantly more when I do a dedicated video for this guitar, but this is effectively my #1 gigging guitar for the time being, and I might need 3 or 4 more of these in this configuration. So Harley Benton, if you want to give me a signature model, call me up, because I think a lot of people would like something a bit more metal, but not totally murdered out like some of the other JA models that you offer. So if you want a happy middle ground, give me a call. And last but not least, the last guitar I'm going to show y'all in this collection video today is a custom guitar that I waited nearly 2 years to be completed. I ordered this guitar, I think in June or July of 2021, put down the initial deposit and everything, worked out the specs with the builder. And 2 years later, right as I was about to graduate, I get, emailed, or it might have been an Instagram DM, maybe a text, I don't remember, but they get in contact with me saying that the guitar is ready and that they're ready to ship it out. And it arrived, and it's gorgeous. It had a couple of little issues that I will discuss in more detail when I do the dedicated video, I promise. But for now, just want to show you guys what I came up with for this custom build, and just how fucking gorgeous it came out. Okay. So this is a Zolo Zolotl with basically just so many different weird, quirky specs that I asked for. I mean, I thought that, I was being unreasonable, but they just told me that, yeah, we can do that, and kind of went along with it, and it turned out super cool. Quickest rundown possible is a fan fret design with a 25.5-inch scale to a 26.5-inch scale, and the pickups are a DiMarzio Titan, so Jake Bowen's original DiMarzio signature bridge humbucker, and a DiMarzio Twang King, which is the highest output telly pickup that they offer. 3-way selector switch, push-pull, master volume. It's basically by Harley Benton Jazzmaster copy, but in an ultra-modern headless form, and also looks nothing like a Jazzmaster, but as far as the electronics are concerned, it's basically the same. And a tan tremolo bridge. I believe this is a swamp ash body. Maybe it's alder, don't remember, have to look it up. And a maple cap, roasted maple neck with my band's logo inlaid on it. Flame maple fretboard, also roasted. And yeah, this is by far the most expensive guitar I've ever owned, and by far the coolest. And I will talk about it in full when we get to that dedicated video, but yeah, I'm very satisfied with the way that this has come out. It has been super cool to play on. It is incredibly ergonomic, and I just wish that I wasn't too scared to bring this out to more shows, because I don't want anything to happen to it, because it's so beautiful, but I gotta get over that hump first. I want to keep this in as good as condition as I possibly can, at least for a short while, and then I'll start bringing it out on tours and out to shows and just beat it up until it falls apart, basically. But yeah, that is my new custom guitar. Waited 2 years to get, and I hope y'all will want to see more information about this when I do a dedicated video. Alright, so that is all of the guitars that I currently own. For the most part, there's a couple project guitars sitting around that I don't feel like showing to anybody because they're not finished and they look terrible. But other than that, that is all of my guitars. I do now have a massive pedal board that I won't be showing in this video because I still want to find a better way of being able to present that pedal board to you guys without it just being like, hey, look at this pedal, it does this. I want y'all to be able to actually hear some of the tones that I can pull out of the board as I'm using it, because that's probably a bit more interesting to watch than just, here's a distortion pedal. It is a distortion pedal. It's kind of boring. Y'all want to hear what it sounds like. So I will find a way to show y'all my pedal board soon. I just haven't quite worked out the best way to do that in the cleanest environment. But yeah, I have a lot of pedals now, and my board is massive. It's like a Pedal Train Pro, and it's literally still not enough space for some of these pedals. So I'll be showing that to y'all soon, but in the meantime, I hope you all have enjoyed this guitar collection video, and yeah, really, I'm glad to be back, and I hope to see y'all in the next one. Fuck. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching, and I hope to see y'all on the next one. I will definitely be trying to figure out the best way to do some pedal demos, or to just show you, you know, sort of an overarching, you know, video of all of my pedals together on my board. And then I obviously will be doing dedicated videos for each of these guitars that you saw in the collection video today, notwithstanding the ones that you've heard before, of course. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. Hope to see y'all in the next one, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.